Neuer, Ederson, Campos. You've heard these names echoing through stadiums and living rooms all over the world. These are not just goalkeepers. They are the elite, the cream of the crop, the artists who redefine the very essence of their position. But what sets them apart? What's the secret behind their extraordinary prowess? This answer lies in a unique breed of goalkeepers known as the sweeper keepers. Let's dive into this world of these game changers and explore what makes them the darling of the modern footballing era. So what is a sweeper keeper? A layman's explanation of the sweeper keeper is that it is a ball-playing goalkeeper, which, when broken down even further, means that this goalkeeper sees themselves as a field player as well as a goalkeeper. Traditionally, or they position themselves as an even deeper center back, always ready to become a relief or outlet pass. Sweeper keepers are fast, quick thinkers, and even faster footed when it comes to dribbling, controlling the ball, one-touch passing, and moving into diagonal positions to provide an outlet pass when the defense is in trouble. Now, why is the sweeper keeper so special? First and foremost, the space behind defenders is something no tactical coach wants to give up when they are facing the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, and Davies, who are running in at 34 kilometers per hour. The sweeper keeper began to find influence sitting on top of their half circle, running out and booting passes meant for those fast running strikers that were taking advantage of the space behind the defenders. The sweeper keeper sits much higher up to intercept through balls and high balls sent over the top or between the defenders to a fast striker. Not only does this position shorten the space the ball has to be played into to make a perfect pass, but the goalkeepers themselves could be used when the center back is overwhelmed and needing to play back. This tires the attacking side by making them run after the ball. It keeps the ball in the possession of your team. And to quote a legend, Johan Cruyff, one of the godfathers of our modern game, he said, "In my team, the goalkeeper is the first attacker and the striker is the first defender," highlighting how the integration of the goalkeeper as a ball player is integral to total football that influence the rest of the football world. Now, the sweeper keeper is slowly becoming the mantra of the modern goalkeeper because for the most part, the goalkeeper of 2023 does need to have good control of the ball at their feet and distribution on par with the field players. To really understand how this has been the natural course for goalkeeping to take, we need to go back to the beginning. So let's stop first in 1992. I'm 1 year old and FIFA has finally decided to end the pass back rule, which means goalkeepers can no longer pick up the ball when it's passed back to them. So before this, if you knew, you could pretty much end an attack just by turning around and lobbing a ball back up to the keeper. This let the keeper position himself pretty much on the goal line and wait for the defense to pass the ball back to them whenever anything came to them. Pretty much, they didn't have to play at all. But now with this new role, they had to play with their feet. But was this the start of the sweeper keeper as a tactical role? Short answer, no. Long answer, absolutely not. And it's not because of the legendary keeper you're probably thinking about. We have to go all the way back to 1945, a decade before the start of the Black Spider, Lev Yashin, who was a godfather of goalkeeping, but he was not the first sweeper keeper. Let's set the scene. We're in South America, debuting for the historical River Plate in Argentina. Amadeo Carrizo was the first goalkeeper of our time to court the sweeper keeper by playing in a style his fans originally coined loco style or crazy style goalkeeping. During that time, fans were not used to seeing their goalkeeper jump off the line with the ball or even going after loose balls, but Carrizo would dribble all the way up the field. He would use his goal kicks as beginnings to counters and that he himself supported. To his fans' initial dismay, they nicknamed this a loco or crazy style. Pretty much he was doing everything a sweeper keeper was known for before it was even a known position. Sadly for Carrizo, his Argentine side would lose in the World Cup in 1958, and his notoriety did not reach a global level like Yashin, who took the sweeper keeper in stride and became arguably one of the best goalkeepers to have ever played the game. But he was not forgotten because Carrizo's playstyle would go on to inspire several South American legendary sweeper keepers like Jorge Campos, René Higuita, and Chilaver. And even since the time of René Higuita, we've had many goalkeepers, amazing goalkeepers that are shot stoppers like Meme Ochoa, Jan Oblak, and sweeper keepers like Ederson and Neuer. They can be considered some of the best goalkeepers. Let's compare Neuer and Ochoa, who have two very different play styles. Neuer loves to play higher up and field balls into the midfield and in very risky positions, while Ochoa is your traditional shot stopper. He stays farther back on his line, commands his defense, and deals with all the shots and crosses, traditionally making several goal line saves and focusing on coming out only for the high balls while letting his defense do the rest of the work. Now let's talk about the pros and cons. Having a hard time playing the sweeper keeper style in the Premier League. Andre Onana. It's the latest drama. It's something that's been happening a lot. Onana has been conceding a lot of very weak goals that a known shot stopper like Hugo Lloris most likely would save. The question is this because he can, or is it because he's positioning to be a ball-playing goalkeeper, and that requires to put himself in a risky area where if he or his team is caught off foot, Onana is himself now making saves while running back into the goal position. Compare that position to a shot stopper who is most likely already sitting on their line and preparing for a shot a lot more than focusing on trying to be a part of the buildup of play at the foot level. At a tactical level, mistakes with sweeper keepers almost always lead to goals, and in the worst scenarios, they can even result in injuries, red cards, and penalties. For more evidence, just look at Claudio Bravo and his Man City stint. Claudio Bravo was often not fast enough coming out of his goal, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Bravo. He is a prime time shot stopper and even a very good decent sweeper keeper. The sweeper keeper fits the role, but it's an extremely risky tactic that creates moments that require no mistakes and a specific set of talent for a keeper to pull this off. So let's wrap this up with some of my favorite sweeper keepers and why I personally love them. First and foremost, you gotta talk about Jorge Campos. This guy is the definition of I am him. He played striker, he played goalkeeper, he designed his own jerseys that were the coolest and involved a bit of his Mexican culture. At just 5'5", maybe even a 5'6", Campos set the bar for all of us shorter goalkeepers. His reactions, footwork, and speed were unmatched, and he was able to compete with all of the bigger guys using his brains and talent that he had with him. He will always be a hero of mine, and honestly, if you ever get a chance, just listen to the guy. He's an absolute genius. And next up is Ederson. I know a lot of people hate on Ederson, but to me, Ederson is literally the perfect sweeper keeper. He is the definition of what I think of as a prime sweeper keeper. There may be no one better than him with distribution at any level and at any type in the actual game. This has an insane effect on the other team. For example, if you decide to pressure Ederson, the goalkeeper, poorly, he will find a pass that could end in a goal. Because when you step up or when the other team steps up, it creates a hole where another player has to be open. And that fear creates space and order in his backline that is felt throughout the game. A goalkeeper with weak feet will always get closed down on, and that will make it more difficult for them to play out the back and kind of like slow down the game and control the game. And this is why so many people think that Ederson does not have to do much in goal with his hands, because Ederson isn't just controlling his box with his range and accuracy, Ederson controls the whole damn pitch. So it's not particularly surprising to me that Ederson is not the most technical shot stopper. Actually, and recently, he has gotten a bit better, but his diving technique and holds are a lot of the time sloppier than a lot of your traditional shot stoppers. And finally, the man that made me want to come to Germany to learn the game, Manuel Neuer, the goalkeeper machine made in a Boeing factory. At the height of his game, Neuer was dribbling into the corner flag, doing diving headers 40 meters out of his goal, and pinging balls and side volleys to everyone's delight. To top it off, his shot stopping was reminiscent of the Titan Oliver Kahn. Neuer is and was a huge figure flying through goal and making jaw-dropping saves as if it was a commonplace week in, week out kind of thing. He had Pep Guardiola trying to play him as a midfield and won the Golden Gloves at the World Cup after showing Higuain just how much sweeping a sweeper keeper is willing to do. Neuer in his prime, to me, is probably the best goalkeeper to have ever played. You'll have a chance to see his highlights, jump on it, because you can learn so much from that crazy guy. Honestly, he's one of the best shot stoppers ever, mixed in with one of the best sweeper keepers ever. So the sweeper keeper is a pivotal figure in modern football. It bridges the gap between a traditional goalkeeper and an outfield player. We've explored the origins of this role, starting with the pioneering Amadeo Carrizo in 1945. The role gained prominence with goalkeeping legends like Yashin, Jorge, Campos, and others who brought flair and innovation to their positions. And as the game of football continues to evolve, the sweeper keeper is poised to become the standard for goalkeepers. The emphasis on possession-based football and playing out of the back will favor goalkeepers who contribute as first attackers while maintaining their shot-stopping abilities. This shift may also open the doors for shorter goalkeepers who can thrive with their speed and footwork. The sweeper keeper represents a significant shift in the beautiful game, blurring the lines between traditional roles and pushing the boundaries of what a goalkeeper can achieve. As we look to the future, we can expect to see more goalkeepers embracing this dynamic role, enriching the sport with their unique blend of skills and contributions. Football, like any other art form, continues to evolve, and the sweeper keeper is a prime example of that evolution. I'm Alberto, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please slam that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you again very soon.